Namaste and welcome to this full moon meditation with me, Ellie Latrobe. So we find ourselves in Aquarius season, and in every Aquarius season, when the moon is opposite the sun, we set up this polarity between Leo and Aquarius. So that's really what we're going to be focusing on before we get into a little bit of a meditation. I think this axis, the archetypes of Aquarius and of Leo are in many ways the most important archetypes to be contemplating during this era that we're living in. We have the sign of Aquarius ruling this new epoch that we are going into, this new astrological era, moving out of the Pisces age, 2000 years or so, into this Aquarius age. And we're literally living in this tipping point from one to the other. In many ways, the pandemic and everything from 2019, 2020 being kind of the midpoint, the bit which there is no return. We are moving fully into this new place of Aquarius. So with the sun in Aquarius right now, it's a good time to be contemplating what this fixed water sign, it's a yang or a masculine sign, represents for all of us as individuals and collectively. So interestingly, Aquarius is ruled traditionally by Saturn, from a modern perspective by Uranus, and from a soul level by Jupiter. So in many ways, it's kind of a complex and unique sign. It has these different layers to it. The air quality of Aquarius means that it's a mental sign. We're moving out of the watery era of Pisces into this far drier mental landscape. It's a place where technology, where ideas, collective ideas are going to thrive and are going to grow. It speaks to the Saturn element of it, speaks to these new progressive structures, the ways that we can do it looking towards the future, how we can create a more democratic, a more group-orientated society at large. Aquarius really is the sign of our collective world of humanity, and how we give to each other, and how we think about the needs of the whole over just the few. So its Uranus rulership brings about this revolutionary quality, this, it pertains to shaking up and waking up, the power of the masses, this revolution and uprising of the many. And so I think we can already see that it's happening in many ways, and different people with different places along this polarity between Leo and Aquarius take that to mean different things. And I think it's because they're true in all cases. Anywhere that you see a group of people collectively coming together to rebel or to do things in a different way, whenever you get people coming together to look at how we can shake things up or challenge the status quo, we have this Uranus aspect of Aquarius coming into play. And then we have the esoteric ruler of Aquarius, which is Jupiter. And Jupiter wants to unite. Jupiter wants to synthesize. It wants to grow truth. It wants to expand joy. It wants to collectively harmonize in a way and bring together. It has this expansive quality. So in terms of how our individual actions and what the individuals of the whole are doing, ultimately it's to connect to the whole in some way or serve the whole. We have this keynote in Aquarius of, waters of life am I, poured forth thirsty for humankind. So there's this it's not quite sacrifice, because sacrifice we have in Pisces. It's more of a serving, a giving of ourselves to help the many. And then in contrast to this group-orientated, group-serving, humanity-focused, progressive yet rebellious kind of energy that creates collective new ideas for our future, we have on the other side, where the moon is right now for this full moon, we have Leo, which is very much the sign of the individual. It's where we shine our authentic self. It's the sign where we learn to be we learn to integrate our full individuality and live it in the world. When I think about Leo and astrology or our birth chart, I think about how we all have these unique placements of our planets within the signs, all in this unique kind of relationship to each other, with the signs themselves wrapping themselves around our birth chart, giving ourselves this unique way that the signs rule different houses and how they then connect to other houses. And we can deny parts of that a lot of the time, or we can try and be something that we think someone wants to be, or even that we think we want to be. But actually, for me, my birth chart enables me to own it. Like, I am quite a mental person. I have a lot of air in my chart. I have a lot of stuff going on in my 12th house. I can be a little bit undefined and a little bit too expansive in some ways. Jupiter is my strongest planet. It's just kind of how I am. I say yes too much, maybe. I'm not a Saturn person, I'm a Jupiter person. And yes, I need to embody and learn the teachings of Saturn, which is at the highest point in my chart. But yet, I can't deny the fact that actually I have a Jupiterian nature. So Leo is teaching us to own it all and just live it. And equally, it allows us to accept other people as they are. And when we think about the zodiac, there's always going to be a sign or a particular combination of planets that create a personality that clashes with us in some way, or that we find challenging, or that we don't want to be around. But actually, that's okay. Everyone is able to be who they are, and that's the essential truth in Leo. It's fixed fire. So Leo is ruled by the sun. So here we have this, just like the sun is just radiant, it just is. It doesn't have to do anything to be amazing. It just radiates all of it, who it is, and it generates life. And, we all worship the sun when it comes out, it's this, and I think the whole movement right now in, being your sovereign self and living your own sovereignty and showing your authentic truth is all part of this Aquarius era, which is erupting the whole polarity of creativity. I like to think of this connection between Aquarius and Leo as the creativity axis, because on the Leo side of things, on the individual side of things, it's about how we self-express, how we creatively live our lives, because that's essentially what being in body is about creatively manifesting things in our world and living it. And that's the ultimate creativity. We may make babies, and that's another physical way of being creative, but most of our creativity is through the ideas and words and interactions and things that we build in our lives. and here we have our, for our own creative will, brings us individually joy. This is the Leo stuff. So sometimes it feels like a push and a pull between the two, where we create almost mind-created divisions that it's a choice of my needs, my creativity, and the collective thoughts and collective will, if you like. And actually, often there isn't a division. If we are truly living our authentic self, that is about living connected to our soul, connected to our purpose, connected to our individual creative essence. And if we're living that, actually, it's never going to be not in a line with what is better for the group or for the benefit of the masses. It's only when we feel that there's lack, or that the pie is finite, we find that there's this feeling that that we have to clash with what we view as being opposite to ourselves, when actually, if everyone just does their Leo stuff, which is finding out who they are and what they truly want and what's truly right for them and what feels purposeful and connects each individual to their soul, that is how you connect to the collective, because we are all part of one soul. With our own individual souls, we are collectively connected. So where do you lie on that polarity? I'm going to show you here the current astrology. So here we have our sun and our moon opposite to each other. For those of you listening on the podcast, the sun is at 27 degrees Aquarius and the moon is at 27 degrees Leo. We also have the nodes of the moon at basically exactly square to this polarity. So this is setting up the fixed cross between the north node in Taurus and the south node in Scorpio. We have a cross of all of the fixed signs. And the fixed signs have had a bit of a smashing of the last year, but the next year and a half, we have the nodes of the moon in Taurus and Scorpio. So anyone with fixed signs is going to be feeling these eclipses in their prominent angles, or in the 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th house, which is the axis that kind of fundamentally underpins us, like our identity and our home life, our relationships and our career, which ultimately everything else kind of hangs off. So this full moon is potentially quite triggering, because the fixed signs all like things in a certain way. Leo loves it my way. This is my way, or the highway. And Aquarius is focused on the future and how we can make things better for the future. Collective thoughts. And Taurus is, this is the fixed way that I do it. It's fixed earth. It's like, here, this is what I want to hold on to. Like, I don't want to look to the future. This is me right now. And Scorpio wants to dive deep into the emotional basis within which all the realm of desire is created. It wants to get to the bottom of things, and it's not focused on anything else. It almost wants to look to the history as opposed to the future. Let's dig until we get to the bottom. So sometimes if we're interacting with other people or in our own charts, if we do have strong fixed placements, or even potentially having those nodes in some connection to our chart. It can feel a little bit more intense than for others. So be compassionate about how you're feeling and how other people are feeling. We still have this pile up here in Capricorn. We have a conjunction of Venus and Mars in Capricorn. So Mars is really wanting us to get our big strategy, our big vision together. And Venus is in its approach towards Pluto, so that we can look at all of our relationship patterns, seeing how we can transmute and bring our power back into ourselves. So potentially with the two relationships, kind of a relationship, Mars and Venus showing kind of two parts of ourselves, our inner masculinity and inner femininity, and how that plays out in our lives, and approaching this Pluto, which it is going to expose the things that are hidden in order to transmute them. So bringing that back into context of this full moon, it's how can we reclaim the bits that are authentic to ourselves? How can we live our best, live our truth, live our uniqueness, have the courage to show ourselves in a way that finds our group that we can serve in, that we can look towards our future, look to help the group that we are here to help, in a way. So the key points are to have courage, to step forwards, to shine from our hearts. The sole ruler of Leo is the heart of the sun. It's not just about the glamour and the illusion of what it looks like to be sovereign and living our authentic self with our Instagram filters. It's about shining from our heart, radiating our own unique truth, and connecting from our soul to the group soul, to the collective, to see how from our heartfelt place, this love wisdom, this second ray of Jupiter and this heart energy in Leo, how we can unite together as opposed to separate further. So if you'd like to come in for the meditation, I will just put up here a little picture of Leo, just so that you can feel that energy of, I'm going to put up, yeah. Okay, so here's our polarity, our Leo radiance, individuality, and here's our image of Aquarius. For those of you listening, I'm reflecting on an image of the lion and an image of the earth. So find yourself a comfortable seated position. If you're sitting in a chair, make sure your 2 feet are hip distance apart and sit on the edge of the chair if possible. If you're sitting cross-legged, then pop yourself on a block. Draw your shoulders back and down. Take a big inhale, draw the shoulders up, back and down. Notice what you're holding on your shoulders. And bring one hand, maybe your left hand first and your right hand on top, and connecting into your heart center. Feel the beat of your biological heart. Feel your unique individual self in this amazing human body. Feel the breath into your heart. Let the breath get a little bigger. Feel how your heart feels today. See if your shoulders are rounding in. See if you can draw them down. See if you can feel your chest opening. Feel if you can be proud of who you are in this moment. See if you can come out of the surface level stuff and into your heart. See if you can find pride for this heart of yours. See if you can find the courage to let that light shine a little brighter. See if you can radiate your true self out from your heart. And from your heart, see if you can connect out to all individual hearts out there in the world. Maybe you want to start with those people that you see every day. Those people in your daily life. Connecting to them beyond the surface level, beyond the corona of their sun, into the heart of their sun, into the truth of their existence, into the individual that they are. Whether you like or dislike their personality, look to their truth, look to their light, look to their energy. And then to those people in your wider circles, whether it's people you see monthly or yearly, maybe in your family, your wider family, maybe through to the whole of the people, all the people in your country that you're in right now. These illusionary boundaries, firstly of our body, and then of our community, and then of our country, through the boundary of country into our continent, all created by the minds of men, humankind. And then through the boundary of a continent to the whole world. All the individual souls, all having their own unique expression with their own unique flavor of life, their own unique truth. And see if you can connect to the whole, all those individual souls. See if you can sense or get a sense of the heart of humanity. The greatest collective group that there is. That we belong to. This fourth kingdom. The middle principle. And asking yourself in your mind, what does your unique gifts, who does your unique gift serve? What group do your gifts, your light serve or help in some way? How do you pour this water forth from your heart? How do you seek to serve in the future, for the future betterment of a particular society or a particular group, or just to the whole of humanity, or the whole of all plant, animal, spiritual kingdoms? Where are you placed? Who do you serve? How do you revolutionize? How do you bring in new structures and systems that serve not only you and your truth, but the collective? Open up your heart, open up your mind, and receive. Receive in this interwoven, connected world that we live in, expanding into our future, our collective future together. Be open right now to creativity itself. Creativity of your own unique self-expression and creativity of collective thought. Holding your mind steady in that light, holding your heart open. And let that energy flow, let that connection flow. Take a big inhale and release your hands to your legs with your palms turned down, shoulders still drawing down and back. Let that heart be open. Let your mind's eye be focused on by turning your eyes inwards and upwards, the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Who am I? Who am I? Are you shining yourself, your whole self forwards right now? Are you radiating like the sun? Are you able to hold that steady? Are you open to this connection to the whole and who your unique radiance, your unique sovereignty, your unique creativity can serve? Receiving all you need to receive right now, knowing all that you need to know, feeling all that you need to feel, and being all that you are. Taking a big inhale and exhale for Om. Om. So I wish you well in this journey into and through the end of Aquarius season into Pisces, where we'll have this big release, this big collective ending and wrapping up of compassion and forgiveness. And I hope that your journey into who you truly are continues through all of the challenges that life throws at us. So until next time, namaste.